Neil, how's everything going? It's been a few weeks since we've last caught up, but I mean, certainly on the field, things looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, everything's going really well. I think we can be pleased with the progress. I'd like to call it steady progress, but we all know, to build something and to create something takes time. It's taken the club 20 years to get to the point in time it's in now, and it will take us time to get it to where I'm sure the supporters and the people of Milton Keynes want it to be. But I'm really pleased. I think I've been here just over 3 months now, so we're getting on for 100 days nearly. And the progress has been steady but good. And I think we're just trying to take a common sense approach to how we run the football club and trying to do it in a collaborative way as well. That's really important.
I think one of the first things you did was to bring in the £20 ticket for match days. I think it's looking like it's working. The attendances are gradually starting to build.
Yeah, I think the objective around that was obviously to provide as affordable football as possible, but also to increase the attendances. So I think we're doing that. Again, it takes time, so it's steady progress, but we are seeing them creep up. So, on a Saturday game now, regularly you'll have between 7,000 and 8,000. So that's showing signs of improvement. And obviously winning football matches helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? When it works well on the pitch, it does tend to bring more people in. I think the matchday experience as well. What do you think has changed in the matchday experience for fans?
Well, I think just listening to the fans in the first instance and saying to them, what do you want? And, how can we improve things? And something that came out very strongly was, can you reopen the Red Dot Bar? So then we had to look at, why isn't it open in the first place? So we looked at all the reasons behind that, and it was sensible to say, okay, let's reopen it. So we've done that. So that's really important for the fans. They've got somewhere to go as well as Lington's, and I'll come on to Lington's. So the Red Dot is open. It's busy, it's vibrant. Fans can go in there. We have a happy hour, 12 till 1, when we do 20% off drinks. So that's a real plus point.
Have you noticed that it's slightly busier afterwards as well?
Yeah, busier afterwards as well. And I think putting the Premier League match on, that's on at lunchtime and the tea time kickoff helps as well, because it just creates that buzz, it gets people in and gets people socialising and meeting and being together, really. And we love the fact that people are coming on site earlier. So Red Dot was really important. Move on to Lington's. So Lington's, can we do something with Lington's bar? It's not in a good place. It's a bit run down. They've got all that horrible tarpaulin up. So yes, we can. So we agreed some investment with Fahad, our chairman, to allocate to it. So we've done that, and that's in with planning at the council at the moment. We should hope for some approval any day now, and then we'll start that works, which we'll see an enclosed bar being built. And just aesthetically it being warm and just a welcoming space for supporters to go to. So they'll have Red Dot and they'll have Lington's. And then it's looking at the concourses. So, can we open more kiosks so we can serve people quicker and better? Yes, we've done that. Tick. And then can we diversify the food options a bit better? So rather than just standard burger and hot dogs, can we do more? I think nowadays people want to have a better bite to eat. So, we've got Spuds open now, which is really popular, your jackets with basically whatever you want on it. We've opened the pitchside pies, which is a myriad of pies with mash and peas. So that's really, really popular, actually our best performing kiosk at the moment. And then I'm really pleased to say, post-consultation with the supporters board and supporters, we'll have a curry outlet opening from Boxing Day. So that'll be called, again, chosen by the supporters, not me. That'll be called MK Popper Don. And that will open on Boxing Day. So
Everyone loves a pun.
I'm really pleased about that. So, we'll have a couple of meat curries, we'll have a veg curry, rice, naan. So that's, again, listening to the fans and delivering and taking action. So we're almost creating sort of a mini food court out on our concourses. So that's really, really important that the fans feel listened to, and we're delivering, we're taking action. So all of that just adds to the match experience. I'd love to see fans coming in earlier. I think we are starting to see that slowly, but again, it takes time. I went out on the concourses on Saturday before the Gillingham game, and they were a little bit busier. We're starting to feel people come through. The next stage is to look at the concourses, because obviously they're open concourses, and particularly during the winter, they can be very cold. So we need to look at some solutions to that. Can we create some enclosed spaces within those concourse areas? So we're just looking at the feasibility of that. And then what else can we do from a food and beverage point of view? And then obviously the away fans as well. We have away fans coming here every week in, week out, for games, and we have to provide them with something as well. And I'd rather they come on site and and eat and drink, and being frank, we take their money, rather than going onto the retail park. So that needs to be looked at as well. But we want to deal with the home fans first. So lots going on. I think we've done a hell of a lot in the first sort of 3 or 4 months. On
Lewingtons then, obviously it's a popular haunt for a lot of the supporters. What sort of things are you planning on doing with it? Is it going to be in a similar sort of place?
So it'll be in the same place. So when you go up the stairs and you turn right, so it'll be enclosed. So we've got to do that from a building control point of view. That then allows us to take down the tarpaulin, which I'm sure everyone agrees looks absolutely terrible. It looks really like a building site when you go up there. So that will allow us to take that down. The reason the tarpaulin is up is obviously because you can't have an alcoholic drink in view of the pitch. And again, open concourses, that's where the challenges arise for us. So there'll be an enclosed space, it'll be fully heated. In fact, the heating's already actually gone in. We've done that pre the building works. So fans will already feel it being a warmer space. There'll be some new flooring put in there, carpet tiles, and we'll look at a solution to that. We're going to open the kiosk just down from Lewington's to serve food and make the Lewington's bar a drink only, a beverage bar, because that allows us to serve people quicker. So we'll do that, and I think that was coming out strongly from the supporters groups in terms of their feedback. And then aesthetically, we'll work with the supporters around what do they want up there. It'd be great to have a tribute up there to George as well, and I think some of the supporters are talking to us about what that might look like. And then more of Lewington's memorabilia up there. So just filling the space with what the supporters want. Warm, welcoming, safe. I think those are the things we want to create up there.
It certainly sounds like, from the way you speak, that having the supporters' opinion and asking them what they want is such a high priority for you.
It's central. The fans are the lifeblood of any football club, and we want to grow our fan base, and we want to retain everybody that's here. So, it was part of my priority list when I first started. Who do I need to talk to? Who are the protagonists here? Who are the main supporters groups? Is there a supporters committee, supporters board? So that's really important to me, and I take that really seriously. I don't palm that off to another member of staff. I do that personally and invest time in that. So me hearing directly from the supporters, how do they feel? What would they like? That is great for me, because that then enables me to work with the team and implement changes. We don't always agree. So they do come up with ideas that we go, actually, I'm not sure we can do that one. But most of the stuff they come up with is really good ideas, and they're there, they're using it. They're eating here, they're drinking here, they're being here, they're in the spaces. They feel it firsthand. So shouldn't we listen to them and take their feedback and then deliver improvements? That's just obvious to me.
And it sounds like those ideas are being taken on board,
definitely.
Happy supporters are the ones that come back, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And what I would say to the wider supporters, because some supporters might say we only talk to a select group of individuals. Well, actually, they're not really a select group of individuals. They're a group that are elected through all the supporters groups, and the club are involved in that. But they do have a website, they do have social media pages, and any supporter can go and feed back to those groups, which will then come back to those meetings, which I sit in and senior officials sit in. Because obviously we're on the coalface trying to make the changes, so we're the ones going, actually, yes, we need to improve Lewington's. Yes, we should open Red Dot. What, you want a pie kiosk? Let's do it. So we want to do those things, but the feedback has to come into us in the first instance.
How's Fahad doing? He's
great.
Obviously back and forth, but how's he feeling about the club at the moment?
Yeah, Fahad's a great guy. We work really closely. We tend to have a teams call every week. Obviously, he spends a lot of time in Kuwait and travelling between Kuwait and London. He's here for Boxing Day and for the game on the 29th, which is great. So it would be great to see him. We talk most days on various matters, so very involved, very active. I think we make a really good team with Fahad and the wider shareholder group as well. And it's going really, really well. I think we're all on the same page. We know the vision, we know where we can take this club and the wider business, and we want to deliver that. But we're pragmatic, and we realise it's going to take time. But going really well. I'm really enjoying it from a personal point of view. I know Fahad's enjoying the journey as well, and we're excited by what we can achieve. But just to say to supporters, Fahad's really active and really involved on various fronts. Yes, he trusts Liam and I and the manager to do our jobs, but he's very active and cares deeply about what we're doing and wants to help us and support us and guide us.
Do things get a little bit easier when things are going quite well on the pitch? Because obviously, you haven't got to spend quite as much time maybe focusing on what's going out on the green stuff. You can look at those other things that when things go badly, it is the prices of cups of tea, it is the parking situations, it's all of those little things around the match day experience that tend to bubble up in people. But when things are going right on the pitch, fans tend to look at those things maybe in a little bit of an easier light, I suppose.
Yeah, I think obviously when things are going well on the pitch, it always helps. I'm always been quite pragmatic about football. Football, you will go through peaks and troughs. We will go through periods where we lose games. There's no doubt about that. We lost one on Saturday. So that happens. I think you just stay focused and stay measured and stay pragmatic about what you're doing.
You brought out half-season tickets, something that hasn't been done for a little while, I think, at Stadium MK. What was your thinking behind that?
Well, again, it was feedback from supporters, because my initial view was we'd dropped match day GA prices to 20 and recategorise them, 20 and 15 and 10 and 6 and 3. So great prices they are. So my mindset was kind of like, pay those prices because they're great prices. And actually it was the supporters board that came to me, and Una, our box office manager, who said, actually, Neil, I think we should have a half-season ticket product. So we had a look at it, we worked it up, we looked at the price points, and we've put it out to fans, and it's going really well. I think we've sold 70 or 80, I think, to date, which is more than we've sold in the past few years. And it's available to Boxing Day. It kicks in from the Boxing Day game, so it makes a great Christmas present. And I would urge supporters and people of the city to come and get a half-season ticket, come and experience MK Dons and get involved.
Are you in talks about next season tickets? What's the process there?
So work has already started. We actually started that work in October. So I'm a firm believer in getting the season ticket product right. And I think to get it right takes time and takes consultation. So consultation with the staff on the ground in the box office and the comms staff and our social media staff who know the fans, who know how the fans feel, who feel the rhetoric, and then consultation with the fans. And we've had 2 sessions already with the supporters board, which have been excellent. They worked up a proposition, we worked up a proposition, we put it together, we found a middle ground, and we agreed on a way forward. So I'm really excited to say that we are looking to launch 25, 26 season tickets late January, early February under an early bird window. So there will be a new process for MK Dons. So there'll be an early bird window which will run throughout February, March and into April for season ticket holders to secure their seat, and for new purchasers as well. I'm not going to talk about prices just yet. That'll be sort of watch this space. And then we'll sort of target a larger number. We want to have more than 3,600 season ticket holders. We should have more than 3,000 season ticket holders with what we're doing here, where we're going to take this club, and the size of this city and this stadium and everything we have. It's out of kilter, isn't it? With what we've got, and then we've got 3,600 season ticket holders. It almost doesn't make sense. So obviously we've got to drive that number forward, which we want to do. So supporters just need to watch this space, but hopefully we have an exciting proposition that we're going to release in the new year. And
having them done so early, it's normally April, May sort of time that I normally get that knock on the door to say, here are the season ticket prices, but to have them done so early and out there so early, I mean, it gives fans as much time as possible to scratch that in.
It gives fans time and it gives us time as well, and to me it just makes sense. It allows you to plan ahead. They'll stay on sale till kick-off on the first day of the next season, but it just allows us to plan ahead. And if you look at some of the best football clubs from a business point of view in the country, they all do this. I've been doing this for years at previous clubs. So it just makes good sense to me. And, I think the staff were bemused when I sort of called for a season ticket working group meeting in October. They were like, what's this? So we set the scene and we set the strategy, and then the same with the supporters. What you want to talk us about season tickets in November? Yeah, I do. So we've done the consultation. We've just got a bit of work to do internally with the board and with the management team, just so we're all aligned and we're all happy with it. And then hopefully we can be out, as I said, end of Jan, early February, and we can see how they go.
How much involvement are you going to have in terms of recruitment? Will you be involved in terms of the playing staff recruitment, or is that something you kind of leave to Liam and the guys?
I leave the day-to-day to Liam and the guys, but Fahad and I are both quite actively involved. We want to know what's going on. We want to know what's in the pipeline. We meet as a 4, so Liam, Scott, myself and Fahad, and we talk through the plans. January is always a very, very difficult window. It's a terrible window to trade in, actually. I will say that. I've always been a chief exec that likes to do the business in the summer, but we'll have to wait and see what it brings. But yes, Fahad and I are actively involved, and we'll see how that goes.
Is there any sort of update on a potential training ground? I know it's been something that the supporters have been asking for 20 years.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of update on that?
I think a lot of supporters have been asking me. So when I've been walking around the training ground, around the stadium, a few supporters have asked me. Again, in the city, I was out having dinner in the hub one night, and an MK Dons fan came over to me and said hello and just asked me about a training ground. I was a bit. So I'll probably say to you what I said to him. We're working on it. It's not an easy process. Obviously, the team previously, and the ownership group previously, have been trying to do this for 20 years. It is a concern, in terms of where we want to take the club, and bringing players in when you've not got a training ground that is of the quality it should be at. And we're training in community facilities at the moment. We should have an exclusive professional environment for our players to train in. So we do need to try and deliver that. But again, it's going to take time. But we are talking to the council, and Fahad and I are focused on trying to deliver that, and I'm sure we will.
It's always easier said than done, isn't it? Just build a training ground. I mean, as you said, the previous administration tried it for 20 years.
Yeah, and there's lots of sites across this city and lots of options, and we're just exploring our options at the moment. And we'll make the right decision, I'm sure of that. So again, it's a case of watching this space. Work is happening behind the scenes, and we're just asking supporters to bear with us. And Fahad will probably come out in the new year and talk about the plans for that.
You excited for the Christmas period? I mean, Christmas football is always it wets the whistle, doesn't it?
I'm always excited. Someone said to me this morning, "You're looking forward to some holiday time off?" No, I'm not. I'll have my Christmas day and have my Christmas dinner with the family. Then I'll be back up here Boxing Day for the games programme. So I think Christmas and New Year is always exciting time for football fans and people who work in football. Fixtures thick and fast. I think you can come out of the Christmas period with a real indication of where you're at. I think because there's a bank of points there, you can gain or not gain. So it's a really strong indication. I always say, don't look at the table till after Christmas. After Christmas gives you that indication of where you're at. And football will always tell you where you're at, whatever league you're playing in.
For better or for worse sometimes as well.
But, we can look forward to a positive 2025. We really can. This is a great club. We've got some great people here. The work we've done the work that Pete and his team have done over 20 years has been great to just lay those real strong foundations. And Fahad and myself and the team here with Scott and all the staff will build on that now. And we'll take it forward. And I'm really excited about 2025.
It definitely sounds like you're enthusiastic about the work you've done and the work that's coming up.
Yeah, the work everyone's doing. The collective. It's not easy, and some days are tough, and you've got to work through challenges. You feel like running through treacle sometimes, but some days are a breeze, and you get things done, and you are very productive. So I think we can be really excited about 2025. And Scott said it, and I'll say it open to you. Our aim is to get promoted out of League Two. There's no doubt about that. That is our target this year. And if we can do that, that moves the dial for everyone at this football club and the business. It moves the dial for the city. And then we can build and go from there.
Neil, thanks very much.